It's time for the KSHB 41 Weather Academy, sponsored by Summer at Barstow.
All right, welcome to this week's Weather Academy. We're going to talk about fronts. The first one will be a warm front. You have a low pressure area, and then you've got the cold front trailing to the south, the warm front off to the north and east, and we will concentrate on this warm front. Now, out ahead of the warm front, you have cool air out ahead of it, and you can have warm, moist air behind it. Now, we're going to assume there's warm, moist air behind it. Sometimes there's not enough moisture to produce clouds, but if there is, you get the situation where the colder air is more dense than the warm air, and it's hard to push it out, so the warm, moist air overruns the colder air, and you can get a wintry mix at times. You can get fog right near the front, and if it's the warm season, you can get some pretty big thunderstorms on the warm front. So the warm front is pushing the colder air out. Colder air is more dense, so the warmer air has to overrun it, and then eventually it kind of pushes it out from the surface and up into the middle of the atmosphere. Now, how about a cold front? A cold front acts more like a plow. Cold front's more dense than warm air, and it pushes in like a plow. So we're going to talk about this here. You have the cold front and the warm front and the low pressure area there centered. And so when we look at this, assuming there is also moisture, so you have the warm, moist air out ahead of the front from the south, and then a cold northerly wind behind the cold front with drier air. Remember, cold air is more dense than warm air. And so when you look at it in a cross section, the cold front will move along the surface, but it's like a plow because the colder air is just pushing the warmer air, and the warm, moist air gets forced up the front here, up along the colder air, right at the boundary. There's convergence, north winds and south winds, and so the air can't go into the ground, so it goes up, and then it's forced up by this plow in the atmosphere, and you can get some big thunderstorms, or you can get snow too. It just depends the time of year, and you need the moisture to do it. Sometimes we get cold fronts that come through that don't have any clouds because there's no moisture. What's a stationary front? It's a front that's moving less than 6 miles per hour, warmer to the south, colder to the north. And during the warm season or any season, you get these stationary fronts and the right setup of moisture. You can get a heavy precipitation, heavy rain, and you can even get heavy freezing rain or sleet or snow. It all trains along the front because it's not moving here, and you can even get a lot of severe weather as well. The fourth front, the least common one, and we don't show it very often, it's called an occluded front. It's represented by a purple line. It forms when the cold air behind the cold front catches up to the cooler air north of the warm front. And so you get this purple line, you get lighter precipitation, and it's usually towards the ending phase of a storm system because the storm system needs the colder air and the warmer air. But when the warmer air gets cut off from the main storm, it's in the weakening phase, and you get these occluded fronts. And sometimes we'll show that here by a purple line. You get mostly light precipitation. We get them all here in Kansas City, the cold fronts, the warm fronts, the occluded fronts. Hopefully we won't have to deal with severe weather with any of these fronts.
The KSHB 41 Weather Academy, sponsored by Summer at Barstow. Join our Facebook group today.